Hey guys, today I'm bringing you something very special. I'm bringing you my very first sub replay. And this tank in this game, it's driven by Psychovadge from Vanguard, or Psycho as I know him. And I chose to do this mostly because Psycho tends to have battle reports with the screenshots that he shares, and whenever he writes a whole story like that, I'm always like, oh, I wish I could have seen that. And in this case, I actually can. Now the goal of this is to basically point out things that he could improve upon. Now I like the fact that he has his ammo thingy out, and when he actually spots the guy, namely the Nameless, which he can barely pen, he doesn't switch to Premo. And the second shot of the Helsing is always half unaimed, so both of his shots bounce there, and then he does switch to Premo, but he doesn't actually aim low enough, so only one shot pens of the second shot that he gets in there. I really like how he's constantly moving between shots, and you can see him thinking about pulling back here, but then decides against it and goes forwards again. And this time the Nameless is close enough that he can actually shoot a lot more confidently into him. He has some backup of his team behind him, so he just needs to be careful, but the Nameless isn't looking at him now, so now he can get both shots in very easily, and then just pull back again to avoid getting shot by the Nameless, who now died. Now here, he could have, if he had been in sniper mode straight away, he could have shot that shot a lot easier and a lot faster. But he does get shots in, he doesn't get shot in turn, and then he goes cap the base because, well, it is supremacy and you don't want your enemy team to have two bases. And yes, I know I am the queen of sniper mode, and a lot of players could definitely never play like I do, and I wouldn't advise them to. But a lot of players could do with a little bit more sniper mode than what they're generally doing. Now I like that he takes the peekaboo there, he gets both shots in and then pulls back. And then just waits to reload, and he's keeping an eye on everything that happens around him. And with the AMX over there, he gets another 2 shots in before pulling back. And he's actually in quite excellent position now, because he can't really get shot from behind because they're not in town, and he can just easily peekaboo up here. Now he spots the J-Panther here, but he's actually been angling himself differently, which means his gun depression is lacking. He does pen both shots, but then he makes a really good call of repositioning, because that J-Panther could have eaten him up raw if he saw his lower plate. The way he was speaking out, he definitely would have. So the J-Panther's moved on and is now actually a double shot for Psycho, which he takes and kills the guy. So with the enemy now taking C, Psycho heads towards A, but then pulls back when he gets shot at. Luckily it does no damage. And then he decides to go up towards A with the IS-3. And this is something I really like about Psycho's playstyle. He's quite map aware, and he's also team aware, because he knows even if the tank that he's driving with now is an absolute monkey, by staying behind him he's not making himself the primary target. And when the AMX pulls back, he actually heads on after him, because he knows that they need to take that tank out of the equation, so that no matter how much monkey is in the IS-3, he won't be able to kill that IS-3 in time. So he pulls back, but not wanting to get shot from behind, he takes one shot for damage and then kills off the AMX without sniper mode, which it worked out, but it's always tricky to take a kill shot without sniper mode, mostly because you are a lot more likely to miss. But overall, we've seen Psycho be very careful in his gameplay and very basically relaxed as well, because he is taking use of all the cover that he can, while not taking enough chance that it actually works out for his team. Now they have 2 bases and the enemy has 1, and the enemy has no way of capping A and B, because that's behind his enemies and he would need to pass through them. So Psycho, with about half his health left, is actually going in to take some shots, and I think that if he would have used HE here, he would have done quite a bit more damage, and in the end it would have been a kill thing for the team. He does get a very lucky bounce here. I don't know what the AMX was aiming at, but it luckily works out, only Psycho doesn't reload in time to kill him, so the game ends. But we've seen him done lots and lots of damage, and it shows in the result, because he got a great ace. He even got a scout medal there, which is just lovely, because you don't see that happen all that often in a TD. But overall, I really like the way that Psycho plays the game. He's careful, he does take some chances, but they're like calculated chances, and he makes sure that he supports his team. So it's actually been really lovely to finally be able to see this, while having heard so many stories about what happens in the games that he has. And aside from the promo thing in the beginning, I can't really fault its gameplay here. So thank you for giving me this, and I hope you guys enjoyed my first sub replay, and I'll be seeing you guys the next time again.